Hey guys, this is Elias with Softly, and in this video we're gonna export JetEngine custom fields to a Google Sheets file using Zapier and WPL export. Now to get started we need our export, and I have one ready here in All Export Manage Exports, and we're gonna use this one so we can focus mainly on this Zapier integration and how to export that JetEngine custom fields to Google Sheets, right? So we're going to use this empty Google Sheets and this Zapier account to do that, right? So let's go back here to WPL Export, and here under Manage Exports, I'm going to click on this edit button to show you guys what we're dealing with here. So in today's video, we have a post type called properties, and we have 103 properties to be exported. Now you can see all of the fields right here in the export template, and if I hit preview, you will see this data, which is what we're going to export, right? We have property name, description, gallery, map address, short address, date first listed, availability, price, amenities, listing type, and a bunch of other custom fields right here, right? So yeah, that's what we're going to export. So let's go back here and jump straight into Zapier. Now guys, here in Zapier, the first thing you need to do is hit this create button. Right, so this is gonna show you guys these options, and the one you want is this one that says SAPs. Now here Zapier asks you for two things mainly. The first one is a trigger, and the second one is an action. So let's click on trigger and find WP All Export here, right? And you want to choose the latest one, so I'm gonna click on that. And here for the event, we're gonna choose new export file. So this is going to fire each time WPL export runs and generates a new file, right? So I'm going to click on the continue button, and here I'm going to choose an account, which I already have linked. This is this one right here. So I'm going to choose that. And if you want to know how to set this up from the beginning, we have other great videos on how to do that if that's something that interests you. Just go here to wplimport.com, click on the docs menu, right? And you will find here the Zapier integration docs here under export and external app integration and connect to Zapier, right? Here we have a great video on how to set this up from scratch. So again, if that's something that interests you, just go nuts there. Now let's continue and test our trigger. So I'm gonna click on that button. Alright, so here is all the data that Zapier found in WPL export, so this is looking good. I'm going to continue with this selected record, right? And here I'm going to choose Google Drive for our action. Now Zapier is going to ask us for an event again, and the event we want is replace a file. Now we have other options, right? But if you want to maybe keep updating the same file, the one you want is this replace file. So I'm going to choose that, continue, and here we need to sign in to Google Drive, and as you can see we have already signed in here, so we're going to skip this step and continue. Now I'm going to select the drive I'm going to upload my file to, which is this one. If you have a custom folder, you can select that here too. For the file to replace, let's choose this one right here, JetEngine Export, right? Then for the file, this is the file that's coming from WPL Export. I'm going to select here Export File, right? And convert to document, yes. Well, you can select true, which is the same, right? For the file name, I'm going to keep the same file, so I'm going to type that in. JetEngine export, right? So we want to keep the same name, but that's totally up to you. You can change that if you want to. And let's hit continue. Now all of this is looking good, so I'm gonna test this step, and this is gonna take just a few seconds, right? So let's just wait it out, and there you go. Now, these two green check marks means that Zapier is able to test our trigger correctly and test the action we want to do after that trigger is fired correctly too. So since all of this is looking good and we don't want to do anything else because maybe we want too, right? You can add another step and maybe have this file emailed to you, or I don't know, or maybe upload that to Dropbox too, or whatever. But since we don't want that, let's just delete this step. Yes, and publish this app. Now this is only gonna take a few moments, so there you go. Now this is ready, so I'm gonna go back here to WPL export, and I'm gonna run this export again. Confirm and run, and this should be fairly quick, so let's just wait a couple of seconds while WPL export runs and sends our file to Google Sheets through Zapier. Now, all right, so you can see that the sheet already reloaded. So let's click here on this column, and you can see we have here 104 rows that are populated. Now, if you remember here, we have 103 properties to be exported, and here, if we remove this first row, we will have 103 rows too. So this is working correctly. And you can also see that we have all of our data. We have our property name, description, gallery, map address, short address, date first listed, availability, and all of the other columns in our original date. So there you have it, guys. That's how you export JetEngine custom fields to Google Sheets using Zapier and WPL export. Now, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to know more about how to import or export other WordPress data, or if maybe you're not using JetEngine but ACF or maybe Metabox to handle your custom fields, you can also import and export that data with WPL import and WPL export. So be sure to check that out. And for now, just thank you for watching and see you next time.